Chocolate Man is back. I woke up 6 hours early, but I did take some melatonin to sleep better and faster, and I did. And I feel quite rested and I feel quite good. I'm going to train that beautiful dog today, and hopefully, I did the bulk of the work yesterday when I worked with her for about 15 minutes. And I know it's not going to be bad training session because she kind of turned against me and against the owner. So yeah, it's she's a little bit of a bad dog. And well, she's not a bad dog. She's just angry and frustrated towards food. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to be a bit more strategic because I'm gonna do a bit of conditioning, classical conditioning at first, and then I'm gonna go. Classical conditioning is just feed her and say bravo, and um, say no when she doesn't do or whatever. And then I'm going to go into her problem because I need to establish a bit of rapport with the dog. I have a bit of rapport. She likes me, but I need a bit more before we go into the problem to solve that problem because the dog has a bit of a bigger problem than most dogs. Like I had bigger dogs that didn't respond like that towards me. Like it's almost always bad if the dog turns around to the handler, to the trainer, or to the owner. That's why I said handler. And it's almost I mean there is no no reason to turn around. Like that's super bad because now you've established that yeah, the dog is a bit aggressive towards humans as well, and it can snap at humans if she doesn't, if a situation like that happens. For instance, if a kid drops some food on the floor and then picks it up, the dog might bite them. So that's bad. So you don't want that. You want the dog to go towards the food, not towards the kid. So, ideally towards nothing, but it's better to just go towards the food and never towards the kid or the handler. So that's gonna be a bit more difficult, but hopefully I did the bulk of the work yesterday, and I don't have to be in the situation that I was yesterday. I'm not gonna get bitten again because I was amazed that that dog is turned around on me. I was like, wow. But I was kind of like surprised that Zorro didn't turn, especially when it was towards cats because he got super hyped. But yeah, with Zorro, I was always on guard. But with this dog, I was not. I was like, come on, you're not gonna. But see, it's like you never know what kind of dog you have and what's gonna do. So you might as well just look at what's going on and expect the unexpected. Like I'm never gonna be, not even with a tiny dog. This one is quite big. It's bigger than Sophie and taller. And yeah, you should be with all dogs. You should be very careful because at the end of the day, they are animals. They are not humans, and even humans are a bit animals. So you should be careful with them as well. But yeah, I was. I kind of laughed when she bit me, but I wasn't expecting it. I was like, wow, this is nice. Started sweating, and I was like, okay, it's time to change protocol to be a bit more defensive. And I was, and she didn't bit me again. She did, however, touched my pants. I had long pants, so yeah, that was fun. I'm like, this is a good training session for me as well, and for the dog, even though it's hard for me and for the dog as well. But it's good because at the end of the day, if I solve that problem, she's gonna have a better life and she's gonna not get into trouble for the long term, because it's not good if a kid drops some food on the floor and the dog gets towards the food protective, she might bite the kid and she might be put down. So that's never good. So she needs some proper manners, because not all dogs, as much as we want, not all dogs are can really understand, or not really understand, but they are not really properly introduced to humans. And not only they are not properly introduced to humans, but they do not have the manners and the understanding of how to interact with humans properly, and understand that there can be consequences super big if they interact badly with humans. And yeah, because it was just awful to see her in that state. But I'm glad that the owner said after she bit me, like, oh, we need to work. I'm like, yeah. And then I asked her, stupid me, I asked her, did she ever do this to you? And she said yes. And I was like, oh, okay. You really need to work. And point is that I should have asked that question earlier, and I should ask these kinds of questions earlier, like, and should be a bit more defensive with dogs, no matter what size or how they look and whatever. I should be expecting that sometimes they get turned around against you, and and that whole frustration that they have around food, they turn it against you. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to take Sophie out and then take her with me, because she's gonna be my assistant today. She's gonna be my assistant, and we're gonna basically have a beautiful interaction. Hopefully I did the bulk of the work yesterday, even though I said that I think 3 times in this video, because I worked with her 15 minutes, and we kind of had a breakthrough, as in she didn't get defensive towards me because she understood that I'm gonna do something about it, and I'm not gonna be a doormat. I'm never gonna give. That's the point with dogs. If they start something, never back down, because they will learn that you back down. Like, dogs are not humans. They do not forget those kinds of things, or they don't just respect you because by default, especially dogs that are starting things with you. And yeah, I just didn't back down, and she respected that. And next time when I went up to her, she was not on a leash, she was nothing, and she started like growling towards Sophie when Sophie was drinking water from the other dog's bottle. And I was like, hey. And she was like, okay, I'm not looking, I'm not gonna look at it, okay, I'm not gonna even look at it. I don't want to mess with this guy. So hopefully, because I did that yesterday, I'm gonna have a breeze today. We're gonna see how it is. Thank you for watching. Oh, no, thank you for watching. I'm back outside, as you can see, with Sophie, who's probably eaten alive by small ants.
And the training was amazing. I had a great training session, and hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, just I actually did 3 corrections. That's all I did, which was super great. In 1 hour, just 3 corrections. That's great. Sophie's really digging. Stop digging, please. I know it's you want to get cold, but yeah. So it's super fun to just go outside and film, and also I'm super happy that the training was great. I wanted to buy some food from there. They have a very good chicken sandwich. They make it like really, they make it on the spot, so it's really, really great. But it's closed because it's Sunday today. So I forgot about this small detail. Now, this one small detail was crucial to my food addiction. I wanted, since yesterday, I wanted that sandwich, but I was like, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna get the money and splurge on a beautiful chicken sandwich. This girl wants to dig to the Pacific Ocean. So she gets to the core of the earth. She doesn't get injured by the heat. And then she goes to the end of the world. Just stop. Please stop. She stopped. She stops if I ask her to stop. But if I continue to film, she kind of understood that I'm not really paying attention to her, so she can do naughty things. So I'm gonna go find another thing to eat, probably some salmon wraps or a salmon wrap. It's quite expensive, but well, not really expensive, but kind of expensive for my budget. And then I'm gonna go home and probably sleep or meditate, depending on what I. She's transformed herself into a digger. Why are you digging? Is there gold in there? You found gold? So that's the plan. I filmed outside, which is super nice. And yeah, I didn't even plan to film outside. I did have the camera because I tend to film all of the training sessions. And I caught nice footage so that people really understand the difference between pressure and correction when it comes to doggies. I don't publish them, but I do share them with my clients, with the training clients. I don't publish them because it's other people's dogs, but it doesn't need to be published because I don't get my clients that way. I get my clients by walking Sophie and kind of bragging about how well trained she is, even though she has her own problems. Today, she was supposed to be my assistant, and she wasn't. She was a bit bad. She she snarled at the other dog instead of just going for the food. So yeah, I didn't like that. So I tied her to a tree, and for the rest of the session, I worked with the dog and the owner, which was better. But yeah, so the owner understood quite a bit, and she actually noticed in her dog that, oh, the rules have been changed. So that's good. Whenever the dog understands that we are imposing other rules, and from now on there are no more bad behaviors accepted. And it's not really like you are doing anything different. It's in the technique. Like I told her that you cannot give a correction if there is pressure on the leash. Like if it's like this and you go like this, that's not a correction. You have to go like this and then go correct. And that made a world of a difference because if you have pressure, it just frustrates the dog. And you shouldn't have pressure at all on the leash ever, except when you are trying to teach that dog what pressure means. And I told her, like, look, every time this happens, give a little bit of leeway and then go back. And then the dog stopped pulling on the leash. It was a super easily trainable dog. But yesterday, it was, well, the bulk of the training was done yesterday. So that's great. But yeah, I'm not supposed to do that because I wasn't paid yesterday, but I wanted to see how she reacts. That's what I usually do to get uh, a sense of what the dog does whenever I train them. I'm feeling a bit better with my sickness. I don't know if it's because I woke up earlier and I'm tired and I don't feel sick. I feel tired, but hopefully it's gonna be better and better, and I'm gonna get a bit more. Oh, that's why you dug. You dug because you wanted to chill under the beautiful bench. Good girl. And I'm gonna go find something to eat to splurge myself. I just burped. Sorry. And then I'm gonna go home and see if I illustrate, meditate, or just sleep. And just like that, another beautiful day is over. I kind of regained all of my energies, not entirely, but somewhat. I've been tired half of the day, and then now I have a lot more energy, even though it's quite late. So yeah, it's been an interesting experience to train that beautiful dog. Tomorrow I'm gonna go at the house of the owner of the dog, and yeah, it seems like the session was great. But when she went home, the dog got to old habits. Of course, you cannot solve everything in one session. So that's good for me. More money for me, and I'm going to basically train her dog, and well, I'm gonna also have a lot of fun. Probably it's gonna be. I'm gonna teach her how to handle the dog because she didn't really understand how to do it. So yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna see if it's a bit more difficult in a house. I'm gonna let her do all the bulk of the training. I'm just gonna tell her what to do, and because if I do it for her, the dog is gonna respect me more than she respects her. So yeah. So it was a nice training session, but unfortunately, it didn't stick that much. It's gonna stick tomorrow a bit better, and I'm gonna have another third session with them. And when they come back from vacation, I'm gonna do it again. So that's gonna be a bit of a doozy. Now I'm gonna transfer the files that I filmed today, and I'm gonna edit the files after I come back from shopping. I want to do some shopping to eat some beautiful things, maybe some pastry, some 50% pastry, and some fruits. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.